Welcome to the Lethal Adventure Knit Along. I'm Lee, or Lethal, and this Adventure Knit Along was inspired by Choose Your Own Adventure books that I was into when I was a kid, and maybe you were too, or if not, no big deal. It's written so that you choose what option you want to make along the way. There's lots of different options, different items you can knit, different stitch patterns, so you'll be given kind of clues about what they're going to look like, and it's all kind of adventure in the woods themed, walking through the woods, climbing trees, playing in rivers, stuff like that. So all the different options kind of have code names that are those themes, so the code names aren't going to describe exactly what it's going to look like, but it'll be like kind of hinting at what it's going to look like. So that's how it's going to work. And right now, the first thing you get is the kind of get ready, get set PDF. And all the PDFs include these printable booklets, which are one single page that you print and you fold them into the booklets, and that's what I'm going to show you next on this video. But it also includes a screen reading version of the pattern section as well in the PDF, so if you want to use your iPad or read it on your computer screen or whatever, you can do that too. You don't have to print it, you don't have to use paper and ink, but if you do want to print, it's only going to be one single page per booklet, so kind of minimize your paper ink usage and get this fun booklet. And because of the booklet form, you can say things like, you know, if you want to go play in the river, turn to page 6, and if you want to climb a tree, turn to page 7, or not exactly that, but you get the idea. So, choose your own adventure, knitting, yay! So that's what the Adventure Knit Along is going to be. If you need any help along the way, or you want to see what other people are doing, you want to see all the other options, head over to the Lethal Knitters Ravelry group. Well, I'll be talking about it over there. And I'll be blogging about each section as it goes, but I'm not going to do a lot of spoiler pictures. At the end, I'll show you all of my different samples. I'm doing 8 different samples to show you all the different options and stuff. Alright, so if you want to make your first booklet, turn to the next page of the video. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make your Adventure Knit Along into a booklet. First, starting with printing it out. So you'll read on the front cover. If you want to print this section in color, print only page 2, in black and white, print only page 3. So go into the printer menu and choose just regular, default, whatever. And from page 2 to 2 if you want it color, from page 3 to 3 if you want it black and white. You only need to print one single page for the whole booklet. So just print that one page. To make your Adventure Knit Along booklet, all you need is your printed out page, either color or black and white, just one single page, and scissors. And basically all you're going to do is fold it in 8ths and then cut it along that line, and it'll just fold into the booklet. But to make it as precise as possible, the line is just a guideline of approximately where to cut it. Where you're really going to want to cut it is exactly on your folded lines, according to exactly how your printer printed the page. It'll be a better, neater booklet than if you just use the line. So what you're going to do is make all your folds as precise as possible. Try to really line up the corners as perfectly as possible. That'll make for the most neat, good-looking booklet in the end. And when you do all these first folds, don't crease them super hard at first, because when you fold your booklet, they might want to adjust a little bit. So just make a basic fold. So starting with in half lengthwise, this way. Line up the corners as perfectly as possible, and then make that first fold in half. It may or may not be on that line. Sometimes my printer prints it exactly on the line, and then sometimes it doesn't, so I don't know, it depends exactly on your printer settings and what app you're using, whatever. That line is approximately centered. And then fold the other way in half. So same thing, try to line it up as perfectly as possible. That folds, so now you have half and half. Not super hard crease, just folded once. And now you're going to fold the outer edges up to the center line. So On your surface, you can leave it folded in half this way, and then take that outer edge and fold it up to the center line there. And then flip it over and do the same thing. So now have this accordion kind of thing with the center line that way and that way. And now you're going to leave it folded on the center in this direction with the lines dividing these halves in half to your quarters. And you're going to cut along the center lengthwise fold, which will be approximately on that printed line, but use your fold as the actual guideline for exactly where to cut. And you're cutting through both layers, so make sure you hold the two layers with that fold as you folded it so they line up perfectly, and make that cut just up to the next fold there. There you go. Now you fold the lengthwise fold, and it has the cut in the middle, which makes it open up like this. And these are just all the folds you already made exactly as you made them. Right now, that's how it'll look. Now you find your cover page right there, and you're going to fold it so that the cover is on the front. So just fold everything around it there. The cover's on the front, abbreviations on the back, and you're gonna kind of push it all into place so that all the centers are in the center, and just use your fingers and use your surface to make it all as neat as possible right now while it's all not creased real hard yet. So kind of just push it all together. Make it all line up the best you can, and then now you'll crease everything. Now that the booklet is made. Crease all the edges, and if you have something hard, I just use the back of the scissors like this to crease it hard because I have it handy. Whatever you want to use. And now you have a pretty nice little booklet there. 1 page, 8-page booklet. 1 page in your printer, 1 page worth of paper and ink, and you have an 8-page booklet. So this is the cover page of the Adventure Knit Along, and through page 8, which has your abbreviations for the whole knit along. And next week, not next week, but 2 weeks from now, depending on when you're watching this, next time you get a PDF, it's going to start at page 9, and then each booklet will build on to the last one. And in the end, you'll have several booklets. Put them all together into one big book, and I will show you a tutorial at that point on how to bind them together to make all these little booklets into a book of your adventure knitting, so you can use it over and over again. Yay! Happy knitting!